Welcome to day 10 of How to Automate Your Law Firm in 90 Days. I am Shay Jackson, your AI automation specialist. We are continuing with Airtable basics to show you how to collaborate with your team. In this video, I will go over all of the various ways you can share bases, tables, and views, but also how to give certain permissions, which is extremely important in the legal industry. Let's dive in. Let's get started. I am on my workspaces dashboard in Airtable. The first thing I want to do is on this dashboard is to show you how you can share a workspace and also a base. Now, before we get started in sharing and collaborating with others, the cybersecurity professional in me really wants to take a moment for you to think about before sharing anything, think about who and what you are sharing. One thing that I would like to advise you to do is practice role based access and permissions. That means only give a person enough information for them to do their job, nothing more. Okay. Let's say, and let me give you an example. Let's say, for instance, I want to share this workspace. That means everyone that I share it with, if I'm sharing it with a group of people, they will have access to all of the data for every single one of these bases. Now, if you say, well, Shay, I don't, I want to share this information with accounting, but not all of the information, only the legal case tracking and billing base. Good. I can show you how you can only share a base. But remember, when you are sharing workspace, immediately think about whoever I'm sharing this information with, do they need to have access to all of the information? If not, what you can do is create another workspace and put bases where you are comfortable with sharing. Let's say, for instance, accounting, you could have the legal case tracking and billing and other templates as other bases as well. But be very cautious and take a moment to think about what you will be sharing. Okay. So, first, let's see how we can share a workspace. All I would need to do, and I'm using ABC Law Firm Workspace as my example, I am going to the right hand side and I am going to click the share button. Here, I have the ability to share this workspace via email or create a link. Now, the cool thing about it is, even within this, you are able to decide what permissions you are able to give, and you can make distinctions. So, say for instance, you wanted to share this workspace with a law partner. You would either want to make them the owner, which that means they can fully configure and edit bases and manage workspace settings and billing, or make them a creator, which that means they have the permission to fully configure and edit bases. You can share that link specifically with that law partner. And then if you would want someone to have different permissions, you can again break down and tailor it to whatever type and share whatever type of permissions you want that group of people or person to have. Let's go over the different permissions. I already mentioned creator, which means again, they can fully configure and edit bases. You have an editor. This means they can edit records and views, but they cannot configure tables or fields. A commenter is pretty self-explanatory. They are able to view the information, but they can only comment on it, and read only. They cannot edit or comment. And an owner, basically, they have full permissions for the workspace. Okay. And again, as you're going through and you want to collaborate with your team, determine one, what information that you want to share with them for this workspace, and what type of permissions you want them to have. Now, I want to show you how you can share a specific base for in the work on the workspace dashboard. As I mentioned before, let's say you want to share a base with accounting, the legal case tracking and billing base. All you would need to do is go over to the right hand side, and if you hover over, you see there are three dots. I'm going to click the three dots, and here I am able to share the base. And it will pop up that you're sharing the legal case tracking and billing. You're able to do the same type of sharing via creating a link or an email invite. Now, this is something new. Share publicly. If you have information you want to share publicly, again, just be very cautious and intentional about thinking who or what you're sharing. You have, by default, it is turned off and it is only read only. If you turn it on, it gives that person full base access. So this is how you can share a workspace and a base on the workspace dashboard. Now let's go into a base and see the different ways we can share information to collaborate with our team. Another way that you can share while we're in our base, that you can share a workspace, is going over to the right hand side where it says share, and you see the icon with the two people. I'm going to click on it, and right here it says there's a box where you're able to invite to ABC Law Firm Workspace. Same thing as we saw on our workspace dashboard. You can share via email or create a link, and also you have permissions as well. Also on the screen, we're going to move into how you can share a base. So from right here, I am sharing my base, and you notice it says all records. So that means, and I'm going to click off and I'm going to show you what all records mean. That means every single template, I'm sorry, every single table in this base. And if this is your first video, or just as a friendly reminder, a base is a container that holds all of the tables. That means all of this information, this is what I am sharing when I say that I want to share my base, the legal case analysis base. Take a moment, like I mentioned before, who or what information I'm sharing, do they need access to all of this data? If not, if it needs to be more granular, no worries. We will be talking about that in just a moment. So going back to the share button, here I am able, this is one way I can share my base. Another way I can share my base is if I click the down caret, you see right here, the base name is legal case analysis. If I click the down caret and I click right here, with the square and the arrow, this is how I can share. And again, it pops up where I can have the ability to share via email, create a link, and also I can choose what type of permissions I want to give. Next, let's talk about sharing tables. So we went over workspaces. That was like the high level. We went one step below, which is a base. Now we're going to talk about tables. One way that you can share tables is if you look right here, we're in currently the facts table. On the taskboard, you see share and sync. I can click that, and you see it says create link to view. I can choose that so that I can share my information. And what it's doing is it's creating a link so that anyone that I share the link with, they are only able to view the information. And you see it's working because the little circle is churning. Okay, I'm going to click out of that and let that work. Another way that I can share my table is I'm going to click the down caret, and here, let me see. No, I'm mistaken. I thought there was a way that I could share it. I could share it that way as well, but it's only right here. Okay. That is how I share a table. Now, you may be asking, well, I don't want to share all of the information in my table, and let me see if this is a good table to use as an example. Give me one. Oh, let me go back. All facts. Okay, here we go. Now, we're going to use this table, and let's say you say, well, all of this information I really don't want to share. And this is not the table I want to use. Give me a moment. There's another table. Here we go, all people. Let's say you want to share information in this table, but you don't want to share the cases, the facts, and all of that. All you want to do is share. Let's say that you want to share with an administrator the name of the client, their picture, email, and phone number. That's it. What you can do is create a view where that is all of the information you want to share. And let me show you how to do that now. I'm going to go down to grid view, and I'm going to type in client info. And this is the same information that is with all people. Now I am able to tailor it to um, my admin only being able to access and view specific information. What I'm going to do is hide all of these other fields, okay? In order for me to do that, I am going to click on hide fields, and this is more of a bulk way of doing it, and I'll show you the other way as well. I can go click on the down caret. Let's say for this field, which is type, I can go and I can hide the field, but I want to hide several fields. So an easier way is just to click hide fields, and I am going to turn off all of these fields. And you notice as I'm turning them off, you're no longer able to see them. Now, all I'm showing for the client info view is this specific information. In order to share that information, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on share, and I am sharing this view. Okay. And it says client information is not shared. All I need to do is turn it on. My apologies. I just want to click out. Let me refresh the page. This is live time, so things like that happen. I'm letting it refresh. Okay, we're back. So now I'm going to click share, and I'm going to go down to this view, and here client info, that is the view that I created. Now we have information that we are able to turn on or off. Here is my link that I can share, but also I can determine or decide what permissions they have. So one, you see automatically by default, what is turned on is allow viewers to copy data out of this view. So if I want them to be able to copy and paste the information, then they can do that. And let me show you. I'm going to go to preview. And you see it's just client info at the top left hand corner. And I am able to basically copy and paste this information, and they could, if they don't have Airtable, they can copy and paste the information in Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel. And you may be saying, well, Shay, why don't you just download it and send them a form? That's a good point. However, and I'll click out. If I want to change any information on this table, there's an automatic sync. And let me click out a second and I'll show you. Let's say, for instance, I want to change Cat Pride's phone number. So I'm going to change it to 954 555 1212. Oh, let me delete that. Now that I've changed this information for Cat Pride's phone number, I'm going to go back. You see it's still the 123, but when I refresh my screen, you see that Cat Pride's phone number is changed, and that eliminates having to go back whenever there are changes, copying and pasting and sending another document. They will have, with this link, they will automatically be able to see updated changes dynamically, which is great. So this is how you are able to share views, again, with the information you believe that that person needs to do their job. And that is it for how to collaborate with your team. I showed you how to share workspaces on the workspace dashboard, sharing workspaces and bases, how while you are in a base, how you can share the base, and also create views based on the access and permissions you want that person to have. Again, if you have any questions about AI automations or Airtable, there will be a link in the description box where you can contact me for a free 30-minute consultation. I am Shay Jackson, your AI automation specialist. Have a great day.